morning, guys. It is a Tuesday morning. It is about 8 o'clock. I will leave to the office in somewhat an hour. We'll see. I'm taking a slow morning, just relaxing. It's a lot of pollen out there, so I have all of the pollen medications in me today and eye drops and stuff, so yay. Hopefully it will simmer down. However, it's super cold. It's around the 0, so it's freezing weather, and there were actually a photo of my hometown, which isn't that long, it's about an hour away from here, a photo of this morning where it is covered in snow in May. Now I'm starting to get a little bit confused, because in May we usually don't have snow. But yeah, so you might see on me that I have a pretty red nose. This is actually more towards the brownness. I spent some time outside yesterday just walking around, and the sun, I was thinking about it. It was so cold, so I wasn't thinking about the sun. I didn't put any SPF on yesterday. So I actually got a whole bunch of sun yesterday. I'm really happy because I don't have any rashes, which could have gone. I started to get rashes and I thought they were kind of starting to bloom, but today they're not hurting me anymore. So that was awesome. This is how I get my tan when I get a tan. Since 2013 I've been diagnosed with lupus, so I've been keeping myself really much out of the sun. I had a period of time when it was real bad, and actually even in when we went to Florida in March, I actually had a couple of blisters on my hand due to the sun. So I usually keep away from the sun very much, so I haven't really had any color since 2013, but I can get really brown. I actually get the brownness of a gingerbread cookie when I usually in the summer, or before I started hiding from the sun in the summer. I get that brown, so I do have the potential. I have a lot of pigment in me, so I do have the potential of getting really brown. But with the lupus, I just keep away from the sun. Also, the medication I'm on, which is Plaquenil, it actually heightens the risk of getting cancer, skin cancer, so you should keep out of the sun. But apparently my walking yesterday turned into a red nose. It always starts with a red nose, and then the rest of the face kind of catch up, and then you see that the red nose isn't red, it's actually brown. But yeah. I'm starting up my morning off with a cup of coffee, doing some stitching and watching some YouTubes. I like doing that. I like just relaxing. I want to knit on my socks also, so I'm in this, I don't know which I want to do first, because I really want the socks because I want to have them on my feet. But yeah, I think I just gonna stitch in the morning and maybe knit in the evening. We'll see. I'm working on the little doggy. You can hardly see it because it's very light, but it is the grey stitches up there where the needle is. Now you can see it when it's focused a little bit, but yeah, it's a doggy there. So yeah, I'm hoping that you all have a good morning. I'm actually having a pretty good morning. I'm in a good mood. I have been in a much better mood the last couple of weeks, and it feels awesome, and I'm excited to go to work, and I'm excited about things. So I don't know, life's getting better again. But I hope you are feeling better or having an awesome day, and that there is sun where you are, because it's actually sun outside today, so that also makes me happy. But good morning, guys. I hope you have an awesome day. it's time for me to head out to work. I just wanted to show you what you can do in an hour. I finished off the grays. So this is why I get a lot done, is because I do always pick up my project whenever I have a little bit of a downtime and do a little stitches. And today I finished off the gray. And with this lighting you actually see things much better, because you have the shadow that comes from my light, so you can see the stitches. And this is the kind of lighter gray tone, and then I'm gonna go over with a couple of other tones too. I was wondering if it's on the right place, and I think it actually is. But that is that so far. I like to stitch in the morning. I like to watch YouTube and stitch in the morning because it's soothing and it kind of lets me wake up slowly. So when I finally decides to leave the apartment, I have woken up, I have been a little bit productive, so I feel that it's not like I'm getting up in the morning, brush my teeth and jump out. For some people that work. For me, I need to have that kind of slow waking. And the reason why it worked for me when I was younger was because I usually had like 1 to 2 hours bus ride to work. So if I would have gotten this kind of time in the morning, not only would I be needing to go up at like 3 in the morning, but also I wouldn't be able to fall asleep on the bus, and then I would sit there for 1.5 hours and not being able to do anything. So then it was more of I do as little as possible in the morning so I don't wake up and you have like this zombie state. And then I just went out to the bus. But now I try to wake up in this slow but really awesome way, and it works. So yeah, I am heading out. I am back from work and I got fun things, and yeah, jump into it. Yesterday I got a postage slip from Christopher, but we never had the time to go by the post office before they closed. So I got to pick it up now after work. I had an awesome day at work again. I fixed things and I got them out. So I'm really happy. Things are working out, and yeah, happy about it. So what I had in the package? Well, you can hear it. During Easter I found a Etsy store that were in Ukraine that make sock blockers, and I have a hard time finding sock blockers both in Sweden, but that is affordable and doesn't cost as much in postage. I think these actually cost as much in postage, but they were half the price that I would get them in the States. So here are my sock blockers. They are wooden sock blockers. They are lacquered, so they have kind of smooth corners, and they have a little cutie fox. The company is called Woodico. They sell a few different things. Sock blockers. I think it's like baby beads for something for babies anyhow. I didn't look that much into it because I don't have babies. But yeah, I think they're pretty cool. Hopefully it's the right size I needed. Otherwise I just need to buy a second pair, because you always need several ones, especially if you make socks for other people. While I was at the store, I decided to pick up a few other things. I love dyers, and I just have, as you might have noticed, a little bit of an addiction to anything that is aqua, turquoise or teal. And also this has a little bit of a pink in it. So I picked this up from her store. It's very soft, doesn't really smell anything, so I really like it so far. But we'll see when I knit it up and what it will become. This might actually, it's a sock yarn, but it might become a shawl like most of those kind of colors do. And then we have the last thing in the package. It's some knitting markers. The only knitting markers I have are the ones I had from my sister, and the ones I made myself, and mine are more progress trackers but can be used as knitting markers for smaller gauges. But I have, when I go to bigger needles, I needed a new pair, and I found this little, and they are turquoise, or yeah, blue. Probably you would call this blue. So they have like glass beads. There are 5 of them, and they have 2 that is different. So we have this square bead, we have one that has a white bead, then you have the 2 of them that only have this, and then you have the little cutie owl. I really like how she have tied them together with a little ribbon, so you can hold them together, and they came in this. So I'm going to look into this because I really like how good it is, because it has kind of keeps the things very set. So I was wondering if I could use this to keep either needle minders or just my own knitting markers. Something similar, not this specific one, but something similar. So I'm going to look into it and see, because I think it was quite awesome, this packaging. It's time for me to head to bed. It's evening. We spent the evening actually going to one of those meetings for the whole collective. No. We bought our apartment, which means that all the other apartments and us are in some kind of group thing. Then we have people that are residents here that is kind of helping taking care of stuff, and then we have meetings that we decide things on. So we spent a whole evening there, and while we spent that evening there, I've been knitting on a sock. And we'll see how it fits my foot. That's one of the things. It's definitely going up a needle is really good, especially for this material. I have been doing the Avenue socks, which you can see here, and a few things for me. One of the things is that it is a little bit wonky to stitch, because this top part here will pull a little bit more than the back part, so you will kind of overlap. And I did try a couple of things. I tried stitching continental for the pattern part, and then English style on the bottom part, but it just didn't look good, so I actually ripped it up. And then I wanted to see how it will look if I use continued stitching. It actually will sit very nicely on the foot, and it is it's a snug fit for me, which I wanted to have for the socks. So I already done the heel. A little bit wondering if I might have supposed to put in maybe half an inch more before adding the heel. We'll see. I tried it on my sock blocker, and it's actually teeny tiny too small for the sock blocker. But I'm gonna do both of the socks this way. I don't know how long the shaft of the sock will be, but we'll see. I kind of gonna calculate that in the morning, because now it's time to go to bed. But yeah, that's my sock. And tomorrow I update you on my stitching, as I probably will be stitching in the morning before heading off to work. But yeah, I am going to bed, so good night, sleep tight, don't let the bed bugs bite. Bye! You have a little kitty over there. She's lying on the table. She's adorable.